If you always think you're right, you won't learn from life. No one owes you anything. You have to work for what you want. Sometimes we have to accept things we don't like happening and learn things we don't want to know. We may also have to let go of people we can't live without. Consistency and discipline are key to getting what you want. Life can change suddenly, so don't take things for granted. Be grateful and do good with what you have. The worst enemies are those who pretend to be friends. People's actions show their true thoughts. Don't limit yourself based on your past lows. Only postpone what you're okay with leaving unfinished. The tougher your life gets, the closer you'll be to your goals. Excuses won't solve problems. Take responsibility and learn from mistakes. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking. Avoid making decisions when angry and promises when overly happy. If you find the content valuable, please subscribe to my channel. Remember to share, like, and leave a comment below. Don't miss out on our upcoming video. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Be careful about what you allow. When you tolerate certain behavior, you're showing people how to treat you. You'll never be completely sure about a decision, but it's important to make one anyway. It's better to fix a decision later than to never make it at all. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. It protects your time and what's important to you. Don't chase happiness because it'll lead you to misery. Instead, realize that happiness is the path. Maybe you're not healing because you're trying to be who you were before, but that person doesn't exist anymore. There's a new you trying to come to life. Breathe life into that person. There will always be someone who doesn't see your worth. Don't let it affect you. People might let you down, so don't rely too much on anyone. Working hard doesn't always mean you'll succeed, but being lazy almost always leads to failure. If you always need approval from others, you won't be really happy. When you start to not care so much about something, it stops controlling you. Trying to be perfect is a waste of time. Aim for making progress instead. Your value as a person is important and should never be compromised. Don't accept anything or anyone that makes you feel less worthy. No person ever steps in the same river twice because the river is always changing, and so is the person. It's not recommended to marry after 40 because marriage isn't something given by nature. A confident person avoids getting involved in idle gossip and petty conflicts. Instead, they focus on understanding others and promoting harmony. Those who strive to achieve great things often have to endure great suffering. It's not just the help from our friends that benefits us, but also the assurance of their support. A bad feeling is a disturbance of the mind that goes against reason and nature. When a woman is treated as equal to a man, she becomes superior. People tend to remember our sins more easily than our good deeds. The one who does wrong is more unfortunate than the one who is wronged. If you want to make someone happy, don't just give them more money. Instead, help them want less. Hang out with people who make you feel good about yourself. It's good to learn from wise individuals when you're young and keep learning as you get older. It's never too soon or too late to feed your mind with wisdom. Dealing with problems smartly is better than avoiding them altogether. Wise individuals aim to avoid pain, not just chase after pleasure. Hope is something good that everyone shares. Even those who have nothing else still have hope. A foolish person is recognized by what they say, while a wise person is known for their silence. If you want to change the world, start by changing yourself. When angry, it's best to avoid saying or doing anything. Living with honor means being true to yourself. Don't judge your greatness by your flaws. Sometimes our strongest desires lead to the most intense hatred. Be careful not to get too caught up in a busy life. True happiness isn't found in possessions, but within yourself. Being courageous means facing your challenges instead of running away. The only real wisdom is understanding that you don't know everything. Happiness isn't about what you own, but about how you feel inside. In different stages of life, it's important to be modest, temperate, fair, and wise. Wanting less can make a poor person feel rich. Being inactive harms our well-being. Sometimes speaking the truth can make you unpopular. Trust those who are trustworthy, not everyone. Asking the right questions is often more important than having all the answers. Courage is the most important quality because it enables all the others. We have the power to do many things, but we also have the power to choose not to do them. There are two kinds of people in the world: wise ones who know they don't know everything, and fools who believe they know everything. It's important for people to think a lot and not claim to know everything. If you don't care about what your government is doing, you might end up being ruled by foolish leaders. A wise person speaks when they have something important to say, while a foolish person just talks to hear themselves. I admire someone who controls their desires more than someone who defeats their enemies, because the hardest victory is over oneself. As we get older, we often regret not being more active and avoiding laziness. I never tried to please everyone because I knew that pleasing them wasn't what I needed to do. It's not what happens to you that's important, but how you react to it. Laughing at oneself keeps life amusing. When we waste time talking about unimportant things, we become unimportant ourselves because our focus shifts to trivial matters. You become what you pay attention to. You need to go out of your comfort zone to find the truth. Getting better and achieving things needs you to work hard and deal with tough stuff. Even though adventures might not seem fun at the time, they help you grow. You don't have to know exactly who you are. The real excitement is becoming a different person through life and work. When thinking about what happens after we die, the important thing isn't just if there's an afterlife, but what it solves. If you can't give away something you own, then you're not really in charge of it. It controls you. Your fears often show what you should focus on. In the end, everything falls into place. Until then, just laugh when things are confusing, cherish the good moments, and trust that everything happens for a reason. Often, we don't need new information to solve problems, just to rearrange what we already know. Winning means knowing when to fight and when to let go. Real happiness is being healthy and not dwelling on bad memories. Apart from our thoughts, we can't control much. Don't tell your friend what your enemy shouldn't know. Sometimes, after a tough time, you'll see it as beautiful. Feeling lonely doesn't mean no one cares about you, but that you care too much about who's around you. Achieving great things often comes with great suffering. We usually love ourselves more than others, but care too much about their opinions. If you're content with being yourself and don't compare yourself to others, people will respect you. Why be angry at the world when it hardly notices us? We should focus on shaping our future rather than dwelling on our past. You decide who you become, so stay away from people who belittle your dreams. Only time can heal some wounds that reason can't. Sharing someone else's secret is betrayal. Sharing yours is foolishness. We often try harder to convince others we're happy than actually being happy ourselves. Having a purpose in life helps us endure difficulties. Luck comes when we're prepared for opportunities. The true mark of a strong person is smiling in trouble. finding strength in hard times, and growing brave through reflection. Instead of trying to conquer the world, conquer yourself. The busier we are, the more alive we feel. And remember, kind words may not cost much, but they achieve a lot. The future holds better things than what's left behind. One big problem is trying hard not to make mistakes. When we keep quiet about something, we control it. But once we say it, it controls us. Thinking that our actions don't matter is wrong. The more we focus on our problems, the more they hurt us. When we're dying, we'll only regret not being loved enough and not seeing enough of the world. If we worry too much about what others think, we'll never be free. When people are angry, they might say things they don't really mean and later feel sorry about it. It's common to forgive angry people because everyone makes mistakes. Our thoughts shape who we are, so if you're feeling unhappy, you might be doing something wrong. Nobody is perfect. We all have flaws. Taking time to enjoy simple things in life brings us the most happiness. Even if you understand how something works, it can still feel like magic. Live your life with excitement, not just explanations. And no matter how much good you do, people often remember your mistakes more than your good deeds. The only time you should worry about what others have is to make sure they have enough. Don't be afraid of progressing slowly, but fear standing still. If you don't receive something from your parents or spouse, go out and get it yourself. Experience isn't just what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens. Even if you're kind and respectful, some people will still talk badly about you behind your back. Life isn't always fair, so don't waste time complaining. Toughen up instead. Learn from the mistakes of others, not just your own. Live life fully, without expecting things to happen a certain way. Changing your perspective can change how you see things. When you work for someone else's dream, you're sacrificing your own. Nowadays, things we think are unnecessary often become necessities. If you find the content valuable, please subscribe to my channel. Remember to share, like, and leave a comment below. Don't miss out on our upcoming video. Your support would be greatly appreciated.